You're so strong. You got it, you got it, you got it, mama. You got it.
Stop scrolling right now because this is going to live in your head for the rest of the day. There's a heartbreak nobody warns you about. It's not watching him walk away. It's watching him find peace in a place you were never invited into. And bestie, once you see what the internet saw, you cannot unsee it. Welcome to Shella Elite, where we don't just spill the tea, we read the whole leaf. Today isn't about Remy Ma receipts or Ring camera footage. Today, it's something quieter and 10 times more devastating. This is the angle nobody's brave enough to say out loud. So let's fix that. For weeks, the internet has been dragging Papoose through mess after mess. The Remy Ma drama, the headlines, a divorce that got filed and then quietly withdrawn. Every day, a new clip, a new theory. And then, out of nowhere, he posts one quiet little moment with his daughter. He looks calm, centered, free, like not a single piece of that chaos could reach him in that tiny bubble. And the internet did not say, "Ow, sweet dad." Nope. The very first instinct was to drag a woman who wasn't even in the frame. How does Claressa feel watching this? And bestie, the second that question dropped, this whole story changed forever because they weren't asking about Remy anymore. Keep watching, because if you thought that was the messy part, you have no idea what's actually holding this whole wall up. Here's the thing that flipped my whole understanding of this. If fans said Claressa was jealous of Remy, fine, that's normal. Jealousy of an ex-wife, jealousy of history. We've seen that movie 100 times, and honestly, it's boring, but that is not what they said. They said something sharper. They said she looked jealous of his peace. And peace, bestie, is a whole different opponent. You can't screenshot peace. You can't clap back at peace. You cannot file a cease and desist against a man who simply looks happy. Let me break this down exactly the way the internet is breaking it down. A rival can be replaced. You can outpost her, outglam her, out-arc her at 3 a.m. on the timeline. A rival can lose the round and go home. But a daughter, sis, a daughter is not a rival. A daughter is a permanent address. That is the one wall in this entire situation that no baby plan, no soft interview, no fresh tattoo will ever climb over. And that wall was standing tall long before Claressa ever walked into the picture. You can't fight a wall. You can only stand in front of it and slowly realize how tall it actually is. Now, you want to know what that wall is actually made of? Because this part had me speechless. The daughter, Kenzie, the one who gives him all that peace. She isn't just Papoose's baby. She is Remy Ma's baby too. Say it with me slowly. The peace and the problem have the exact same mother. Let that marinate, because it means every single time Papoose finds comfort in fatherhood, he is finding comfort in the one part of his life that Remy will forever be connected to. That bond does not end with a divorce filing. That bond ends when the world ends. And Claressa is standing on the outside of it, staring in through a door that was locked shut before she ever even arrived. No key she owns opens it. And it gets even more brutal, because look at what she's been doing trying to break through. Claressa has been working for this relationship, and I mean working overtime. The ringside appearances, the soft, submissive interviews everybody was talking about, the tattoo, the little song, the public baby announcements, all of it effort, all of it a performance. And Kenzie? Kenzie performs nothing. She does absolutely nothing. She just exists, and existing is enough because Claressa had to earn her place in his life brick by brick, post by post. His daughter was born important. Claressa has been fighting to matter to him. And sis, that is the kind of unfair that no love, no trying will ever balance out. You cannot outwork being born. Now imagine being the strongest athlete alive and losing a fight you can't even see. Let's count it out because the resume is genuinely absurd. 2 Olympic gold medals, 17 world championships, youngest female boxing champion in Olympic history, fought while pregnant, allegedly fought without eating for 3 days, demolished every opponent they've ever put in front of her. This woman does not lose fights she trains for. And here's the part that makes it almost cruel. None of that resume matters here. Not one gold medal, not one title belt, because this fight, no training camp, no game tape, no opponent standing across the ring from her. She can knock out any woman alive, but she cannot beat the look on his face when he's holding his daughter. And that bestie, that is the one loss in her entire career with no rematch clause, no appeal, no round 2. The bell rang and she never even got to throw a single punch. But here's where it gets even more twisted. Now she's trapped, and this trap is absolutely diabolical. Whatever she does next, she loses. Watch this. If she responds, fans say she saw it. If she posts a cute little quote about being unbothered, fans say she definitely saw it. If she stays completely silent, fans say the jealousy angle hit home. If she shows love for his fatherhood, fans say she's performing. Let's actually run through it together, bestie, because watching it fail in real time hits different. Say she stays quiet for a week. Silence confirms it, they say. Say she breaks and posts something sweet about family. Performing, they say. Say she goes the other way and posts nothing but boxing content like she doesn't care. Overcompensating, they say. There is genuinely no door on this maze that leads outside. Every single move feeds the story. There is no response on this entire planet that ends this conversation because this was never about what Claressa does. It's about what Claressa can't be. And what she can't be is the person who makes him look that calm. No comeback fixes that. No glow up fixes that. No new title fixes that. But wait, there's a version of this story where the real villain isn't Claressa at all. It's him. Let me flip this whole thing on its head. Why would a grown man post something that private, that soft, that vulnerable during the messiest chapter of his entire life? Theory 1, he genuinely needed the world to see something clean, sweet, innocent. But theory 2, bestie. Theory 2 says he knew exactly what that photo would do. He knew exactly who it would hurt. Did he post peace as a weapon? And here's a third theory nobody's saying out loud, and honestly, it might be the most disturbing one yet. What if this was never even about Claressa? What if it was really aimed at Remy, a quiet little, look how happy I am with our daughter, and Claressa was just standing in the blast radius of a message that was never meant for her at all? If that's true, she's not even the target here, bestie. She's collateral damage in somebody else's conversation. Either way, one thing is certain. That little girl gave him something no woman in this entire saga ever could, and he knew it the exact second he pressed post. And here's the reframe that ties this whole thing together, bestie, so sit with it for a second. Maybe this was never actually Claressa versus Remy at all. Maybe it was always Claressa versus biology. And biology, sis, biology does not lose. It does not get tired. It does not need a comeback tour. It was already sitting there undefeated before she ever laced up for this fight. Claressa, if you're hearing this, that's the part worth understanding. This was never a fight you could train for because the other side never had to show up to win. Because here's the saddest truth of them all. A quiet Tuesday with his daughter couldn't even stay quiet for 5 minutes. Not the receipts, not the timeline, not the drama. That's the real tragedy. So tell me, bestie, do you think Claressa actually looked jealous, or is the internet dragging her into a moment that was never really hers to carry? And does the fact that Kenzie is Remy's daughter to change everything for you? Or does it just make an already messy situation even messier? Drop your take below, hit follow, and make sure you're subscribed to Shella Elite because this tea is far from done steeping.